Yeah, but see, that's your problem. You always think you never act. What if we got these powers for a reason? What if it's like some higher calling?
A higher calling, like getting girls and making money?
Is there any higher?
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking over the fictional characters across all forms of media that have had loathsome video game adaptations over the years, and likely won't be getting a decent one anytime soon.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Zoro.
Do you surrender?
Never. But I may scream.
I understand.
The stylish and sizzling Spaniard hasn't had a lot of love thrown his way over the years, though if his games are anything to go by, that's probably for the best. Don't get us wrong, we love his live-action portrayal courtesy of Antonio Banderas. He even got himself a half-decent anime. But when it comes to gaming, yikes. The Shadow and Destiny of Zoro are excessively poor examples of hack-and-slash adventure games, as is their combat, which is a shame given how much potential the character has for a swashbuckling swordfest. Give us Uncharted set in 19th century Spanish California, sprinkle in a few crazy set pieces, and you've got yourself a quality contender. Dexter's Laboratory.
If I don't get in there soon, he will destroy my lab. Didi, have you seen my mimic microphone?
Like the rest of his Cartoon Network alumni, the boy genius has had no shortage of games shuffled out. Too bad all of them are awful. Even the ones that had a slim measure of potential like Mandark's Lab were reduced to a series of mini-games that were just recycled for every section of the game. Dexter deserved better. Considering that he's capable of making any invention one can fathom, you'd have hoped the developers would have utilized a little more imagination with their gameplay. Or at the very least the tongue-in-cheek nature of the cartoon.
Dexter? What are you doing, Dexter?
Goodbye, my love.
The Crow.
I can handle it, don't worry.
I'm not worried, but here's the plan. You stay in front, when they run out of ammo, I'll arrest them.
That sounds like a great plan.
You'd think that the 2024 remake would be the worst thing to happen to one of comics' darkest characters. And you'd be right, but his video game is a close second. The Crow is a tale of bloody revenge with no room for solace or mercy. The original movie adaptation, despite the tragic passing of Brandon Lee, remains the best kind of edgy action romp. The Crow City of Angels is a catastrophe of a beat-em-up. Not only is it based off of a horrendous sequel, but the controls, visuals, and everything else about it is utterly woeful. Seriously, it makes Spawn the Eternal look like a masterpiece by comparison. Wonder Woman.
You are a hero. But you can be more. You can be a leader.
Are we making this entry purely because we're still salty about what happened to Monolith's cancelled Wonder Woman game? You're damn right we are. DC's beloved Amazon princess has always fared very well in other media, and even other games, when she's part of a bigger roster. But as for her solo outings, zilch, nada, bubkus. It's like developers have been scared to give Diana a chance to helm her own adventure, which is crazy given her popularity as one of the Trinity alongside Batman and Superman. Between her debut AAA title being canned and her unceremonious treatment in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, it's been rough for Wonder Woman fans.
I could have saved them if it weren't for you. You stopped me from killing Gary! No. Stay away from me!
Ed, and Eddie.
Now those are mucky feet.
Eddie, this is becoming a very complicated...
Okay, Ed, stomp down to the old drain pipe.
The Ed Boys may be regarded as one of the greatest cartoons to ever exist, but much like their luck in life, their record when it comes to video game quality is terrible. Ignoring all of their free online games you could beat in under a minute back on Cartoon Network's old website, their biggest attempt to break into the gaming mainstream was the Misadventures. And, well, it tried. Unfortunately, the only thing it had going for it was the nostalgia factor, courtesy of the original cast. The visuals, level design, combat, and objectives fall way below par, to the extent that the only ones who will get any real joy out of this will be the hardcore fans of the animated series.
Sure thing, Rolf. We get to use the machine when we're done.
E.T. While this Spielberg classic will forever be regarded as one of the greatest films to ever hit the silver screen, when it comes to video games, it's the complete opposite. So much so that the ET game for the Atari had a key hand in nearly destroying video games as a medium, given its contribution to the crash of 1983. You'd think that the quality could only go up from there after gaming made a comeback. But if anything, all games featuring the extraterrestrial have remained at that dismal level since. The only good thing we can say about ET games as a whole is that you have to go out of your way to find them. Jaws. Geez, Spielberg just can't catch a break. Look, if you want to play a great game featuring a killer shark, then we highly recommend Man-Eater. It may be a tad clunky, but it's a damn sight better than anything bearing the name of cinema's most iconic undersea predator. Jaws for the NES was laughably bad, though that's to be expected given that it was based on Jaws the Revenge of all things. While 2006's Jaws Unleashed seemingly offered more promise by letting you play as the murderous fish, the result was just another unimpressive splash. Aquaman. While recent changes in both comic and film have done wonders turning the King of the Sea from a joke into an absolute beast of a character, he's still yet to be given the justice he deserves in video game form. Again, when he's hanging out with other DC heroes, Aquaman is perfectly solid. But as far as solo games go, his legacy as of today consists of only one title: Battle for Atlantis. Not only considered one of the worst superhero games of all time, but up there with one of the worst games of all time, hands down. And unless Arthur comes back swinging with a new game that eclipses the old shame, that's how it's going to stay. The Fantastic Four.
What he means is every team needs a mascot. A new day is dawning. The day of the Fantastic Four.
Marvel's first family is a tad more prolific when it comes to the gaming side of things. Just a shame that, much like their movies, none of them have turned out particularly well. The 1997 beat-em-up is ridiculously short and clunky to the nth degree, though it honestly fares a little better when put up against the games based on those early 2000s movies. Repetitive, uninspired gameplay with diluted campaigns that can barely be differentiated from the mold of every other licensed game of that era. Now that their cinematic counterparts have been given a fresh coat of paint, maybe the games can get the same treatment.
Want me to pound some sense into him, Reed? I can follow him down there.
No, Ben, we need to work together now.
Batman Beyond.
He's tough. Any suggestions, boss?
Joker's vain and likes to talk. He'll try to distract you, but don't listen. Block it out and power on through.
Wait, I like to talk too.
Everyone loves Terry McGinnis. He's the Batman of the future with just enough sass to differentiate himself from his predecessor, while also maintaining absurd levels of badassery. Fans have been screaming for a Batman Beyond game for years now, and by that we mean a game that isn't Return of the Joker. The movie may have been awesome, but the video game adaptation that followed is considered one of trash gaming's biggest stinkers. A beat-em-up so bare bones it gives Superman 64 a run for its money in terms of incompetency. By this point, we're just praying that the Second Knight is given a chance to shine in a futuristic Arkham-style title. Otherwise, there really is no justice left. Which characters do you think are long overdue for a great game? Let us know in the comments.